Good evening YouTube and welcome back to the channel. In today's video you join me with a KTM RC8 fitted with the new Pirelli Rosso Corsa 4 tyres. So stay with us in this review where we go over what they're all about. So before we get underway with the review, I'm going to go through all the tyres that Pirelli offer for the road bike. So we won't get into adventure or off-roading, just the road bikes. So the all year round tyre is the Angel GT2, which is their offering for a person that uses the bike through the winter, through the summer, but mainly on the road. You then have the Rosso 4, which is the normal Rosso 4. And the beauty of the Rosso 4 is it's aimed at the sports bike rider that likes a sunny ride, may get caught out in a bit of rain, but it's still a bit of an all-round tyre. Ideally not suited for the winter, but will get you out of trouble, which is perfect, as I say, for the UK weather. Now we move on to the tyre I have fitted here today, the Pirelli Rosso 4 Corsa. Aimed at the sort of sports bike rider that doesn't go out in the rain but also wants to ride to the circuit and back home again. And this is the tyre that I've used on all the bikes. So even before I started working for Pirelli on this, I've run the Rosso 1, the Rosso 2 Corsas on my other bikes for those that have watched the videos, and I've been absolutely blown away by them. They're perfect for if you are out on an early Sunday morning and it's dry, but at the same time if you do want to take it to a track day and back home again. Now I've gone with the Rosso 4 Corsa, as I say, because I am a Sunday fair weather rider, and we're actually going to be going to the Nürburgring, which is going to involve us riding all the way there, so across Belgium, and then all the way back home after we've done a few laps at the ring. So I'm hoping this is going to be the perfect tyre choice for the trip. Finally, we move on to the Super Corsa, the tyre that really is aimed at the track user. It is road legal, it does come on a lot of factory performance bikes now, but if you get caught out in the wet or it's below 20 degrees outside or you've got cold tarmac, it can be a bit of a sketchy experience. You don't need to run tyre warmers with them, but they do advise to keep it above 20 degrees, especially like I say in the UK, which is not great for. But like I say, we'll be trying out the Rosso Corsa 4s on this review today. So one of the main advantages for me with the Rosso Corsa 4 is that it's a dual compound tyre, which means in the centre it's a harder compound, not as grippy as the edges, but what this does mean is if you are using the bike to commute or you are on a motorway, you're not just going to square it off, which is potentially an issue if you run a really soft tyre that's designed purely for track. So on this, like I say, you've got the hard centre, the soft shoulders, and as you can probably also see, I've done about 3 miles, so we're currently just bedding it in at the moment. But like I say, that'll be really beneficial for when we go over to Europe, and fingers crossed it stays dry on the trip. But Pirelli do claim that this tyre will work in the wet. It's not just a pure dry tyre, but it is obviously aimed at the sports bike rider in the good weather. So I guess the next question now is to get the bike on the road. As I say, we've done about 3 miles, just very carefully bedding the tyre in. An initial response is it turns in really well. It feels wonderful on the road. It is a nice dry evening. But as I say, I'll put the camera on the face and we'll go for a blast out on some country back roads and see what they're like on initial impressions. So a lovely sunny evening in Surrey this evening. As I've mentioned in the intro, the new Rosso 4 Corsas have only done about 3 miles, so I think now times have changed a lot where you could jump on a bike and you used to have to be really careful for 100, 150, 200 miles. I'm not sure, I mean for me you never had full traction from brand new and I always took it very easy, but riding today, I mean it feels pretty good to be honest with you. Genuinely surprised, straight out the box the bike wants to turn in lovely. Always a really nice characteristics of the Pirelli Rossos, even from the early ones. But where I think this test is really going to be interesting, like I say, is when we get to the Nürburgring. But a little bit of traffic out this evening, but yeah, it turns in good. Well, it's got plenty of torque and it's not struggling with that. I was wondering if I was going to get a little wiggle, but no, it seems really good. So we'll be at some twisty roads soon and have a quick feel of what it's like. First corner, high traction on the ground, bit dusty. Feels good. Initial impressions, really good. So as I mentioned in the intro, Pirelli have kindly sent me out the Rosso 4 Corsas to try, and you could easily be watching this going, well, they've sent you out a set of tyres, of course you're going to love them. But as I mentioned in the intro, I know so many people that love them, and like I say, I've got them on every one of the bikes. I've got the Rosso 1 on the Gixxer 600, I've got the Rosso 2 on the 748, and now we've got the Rosso 4 on the KTM RC8. And like I say, they're all the Corsa variants, so they're sort of high performance road tyre that you could still daily ride, which is really cool. So it's nice to have that flexibility. Whereas like I say, there have been times where I've run out on a real high performance tyre like the SP that I had on the Gixxer years ago, and when it's hot there is not traction like it, but you get it cold on an early morning or you hit some damp, it is borderline terrifying. So my good friend Sanj, aka Wreck-It, aka MotoWiki, came out to help me do some filming, and we went for a nice little run for the evening. Unfortunately, being where we live, just on the outskirts of London, around 7-8 o'clock in the evening is just traffic paradise, unfortunately. So we didn't get a real good run, which, like I say, hopefully we're going to get over to the Cotswolds on the bank holiday weekend. So if you haven't done so already, do check out my Instagram page, because I'll be obviously updating on there live and notifying when the ring trip will be happening. And also check out the description if you are interested in a set of the Pirelli tyres. I'll put the links for each model in there that I've discussed in the intro. A big thanks again to Pirelli for letting me try out the new Rosso Corsa 4. Just incredible tyre, absolutely thrilled to bits to have all of them with the Rossos fitted in the garage now, because for me, as mentioned, I like being out on the Sunday morning rides where you can set off and it's sort of 10 degrees, and then throughout the day as it warms up, they just deliver right from the go to the end of the day. And as mentioned, we will be going to the Nürburgring, so it's going to be a good chance to cover potentially 350, 400 miles across Europe, get to the Nürburgring for an evening session, and then ride back. And like I say, we can have a good look at how the tyres have held up, what the conditions are going to be like when we get over there, who knows, because as you say, you can set off sunny one country, and as I found out when I did my Euro trip in the car, you can be 400 miles later in downpour. But I'm hoping we get it right, stay in the dry weather, and like I say, absolutely in love with the RC8R still. But there is something that might be swaying me, and that is Sanj's R1. I've been for a brief ride on it, we reviewed it, it's going to be the next review on the channel. Just absolutely blown away by it. What a bit of kit. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, obviously make sure you subscribe to keep up with the latest videos. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the review on the Pirelli tyres. I want to say a big thanks for Pirelli for working on me with this, because I love the Rossos on the previous bikes before I even contacted Pirelli. So to be able to try out the new rubber from them is awesome. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you give the channel a like and subscribe, and hopefully the next time you see the RC8 on the channel, we'll be going to the Nürburgring. But we have got to hope that Sanj gets his passport done in time so we can actually go. Thanks for watching. Until next time.